Oh man, because it's funny because all of a sudden we just do when you make up anything with the sun, they just think of like Anderson, and it's just all of a sudden it's just you don't feel that threatening anymore, Maryland.
It really,
Anderson.
Anders' son is presumptuous. It's got to be Anders' child.
Yes,
Because
I guess you're right.
you can't be Anders' son. So yeah, you don't have to be individual. You could be Maryland man-child. You could go with that. Individual son, or yeah, I guess you can't do man-child.
Individual child.
Maryland individual child's gonna have to be your name. Sorry,
It kind of rolls though. It's not bad.
Maryland individual child. Not quite the same impact though. I don't think he would have sold many records in the '90s with that.
I don't know. I have a feeling that people like Epstein would have been like, "I'll fund this."
I wonder how many
Once he
people
talked about it.
gave a crap about Charles Manson without, like, our age. I mean, not people who were like around when that shit happened. But how many people would have cared had it not been for Axl Rose and his Charlie Manson endorsements? I think he probably helped a lot. Getting people to interested in Charles Manson. I know. I wanted one of those shirts, those Charlie Don't Surf shirts. I wanted one of those so bad. He was asking stupid money for them, but I wanted one. They're like $50 or something. I wasn't gonna pay $50 for a T-shirt, but I thought it was fucking brilliant because I had just watched like Apocalypse Now right around the time he started doing that. So I got the reference because it's a reference from Apocalypse Now, where they're on the beach and the guy's going surfing, and he's like, "What about Charlie?" He's like, "Charlie don't surf," because they called the Viet Cong Charlie.
That's right.
Yeah, it was funny. Anyway, Gord has some news, kids, and I'm just gonna babble on about stupid crap, and I'm gonna play a clip from something I really think is brilliant. But let's do some Gord news, and we'll do some on this day in history if we can too.
Cool. Well, I don't know if you know this, but the UK,
I do. Guaranteed, I do.
For a while, you probably do. Had a big arms thing where they weren't going to sell arms to Saudi Arabia.
Because they were growing penises on them?
Probably. The British are known for growing dicks on things.
On arms. That dude was
arms.
growing a dick on his arm.
Literally. His arms. But yeah, they weren't going to be selling any weapons. Well, they they changed that.
Really?
And they said, okay, no, we're allowed to sell it. And since they've done that, they've exported nearly $1.9 billion to Saudi Arabia between July and September of last year.
In cash or weapons?
In weapons.
Yeah, it's a good thing nothing bad's getting, like, they're not preparing for anything in the Middle East. That's good to know.
No, not at all.
Saudi Arabia's arming, Israel's fucking frothing at the mouth. My prediction's coming true, kids. Anyway, and so the British, like, no, we're not going to sell them arms. Oh, wait, there's $1 billion on the table? Yeah, buddy, we'll sell you whatever you want.
Yeah, it's actually $2 billion, man. Bring it on. Fuck human rights. Nobody cares.
Was that like the British wouldn't sell them stuff, or the European Union wouldn't sell them stuff, and now because of Brexit they can?
Well, I don't know. Brexit's not even mentioned on this one.
Yeah.
Just basically, there's just UK named weapons. For longest time, they were just for longest time they was under like this weapons ban. They said no, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, but that's good. That's great. I think that's a good ban to have.
I fully agree. And apparently they turned around and they said, yeah, no, we're going to do it because we want a whole bunch more money.
Yeah, see, what happens when you get into those kind of situations, though, is you end up like America, where America sold a bunch of weapons to Afghanistan to protect Americans from Iranians, and then the Afghanis turned around and used them all to kill Americans.
Yep.
That's a bad thing. And Britain, it's not gonna, like, you think they're not gonna, you're not making an ally by selling them weapons. They'll probably end up getting used against us at some point. You're just arming the enemy. Which
I love this.
Kind of seems like you guys are doing it on purpose. Like, we're going to start a war now that will save a lot of money.
Promise you won't hit us, but you'll hit the Americans. We'll say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that promise, they don't promise things, and they're not known for keeping their promises, is what I'm trying to say.
No. Unless you're Allah. No.
The promises aren't like black boxes. The Iranians won't just keep them.
When Al Jazeera had contacted the Department for International Trade for a comment on the criticisms going against the government, a spokesperson for the told them that the UK operates one of the most comprehensive export control regimes in the world. The government takes its export responsibilities seriously and rigorously assesses all export licenses in accordance with strict licensing criteria.
Clearly,
we will not issue any export licenses where to do so would be inconsistent with these criteria. Yeah, and what are the criteria? I see you didn't mention that.
Yeah, no, then that'll be very hush-hush.
Yeah.
That's funny. You know what? That just reminded me of tonight's show's intro, and that pisses me off. It was going to be, this show is brought to you by the Canadian Council for Truth in Advertising. We literally do nothing.
At all.
I'm all about advertising right now.
Yeah, that's it.
And truth. That's fucking crazy. And kids, be scared. There is a storm of brewing in the Middle East, and it is going to be fucking epic when it happens. Everyone over there is
9/11 was something. You wait.
I don't think this is going to cross the sea. I think it's going to be over there. Because the fight is not against America, it's really against each other. But everyone's taking sides. They're drawing lines in the sand, and it's going to be ugly. Yeah. I don't think it's going to make it over here. It might in small little cells. There could be some terrorist activity, but there won't be like in a big invasion of North America. So it's not economically really possible. But there'll be some.
I don't know. They know how to do things pretty cheaply, so I think they could do with the help of the internet. I think they could very easily do a very simple, coordinated effort and hit the entire planet at once.
Nah, they don't. They're not that organized. If they were, they would have by now. That's why 9/11 was as small as it was. They're not organized enough to do anything bigger than that. Luckily.
Very fucking luckily.
And that was very expensive. They had to send those cats to pilot school and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no, I hope you're wrong. There will be, you're right, in a small level, like there will be individual attacks, definitely. I mean, like American Muslims will go crazy.
Yeah.
And do some shit. It's always some big fat white fucking incel who gets caught and fucking, I was militarized by the Al-Qaeda.
I saw a video on YouTube once and it let me down the rabbit hole.
You're just a lonely... Yeah, quit with that analogy too. Fuck, I've sick of that rabbit hole shit. Fuck, read the book. It doesn't even make sense, you idiots.
It's a horrible fucking reference.
It's a horrible book, to be honest. I don't enjoy it. I never really have. And it gets referenced way too much. But anyway, yeah. These poor Muslims. They're always like these just lonely motherfuckers. They can't get girls, so they become Muslim or incels or join whatever group will have them. Usually some sick racist group.
Yep.
Like, just go to a whore. Get a robot. Get a sex robot.
Fuck. You can slap it around. It's not going to complain.
You can do whatever you want to your sex robot. If I could afford one, I'd have 10 of them.
Set them all to just love each other.
But unfortunately, they are very expensive. I was just looking recently again. I can't even get a cheap one for less than $3,000.
Get a knockoff. Do you really want to put your dick in something that'd be a knockoff, though? I mean,
no, I really don't. But I'm just too impatient to save up the money.
I mean, if something goes wrong with that, I don't think your dick wants to be anywhere near it.
I got an STD from my fake woman.
It comes with herpes.
Comes with herpes. Now with extra crabs. That's not a selling point.
Sorry, how did you wear it? Therapies?
Don't. Oh yeah, sorry, therapies. I apologize. I slipped up there.
I had to read that so many times before I understood what the fuck you were saying.
Boyfriend gave you a case of therapies. That makes it sound a lot more like amicable, like you guys are sharing. It's their peas. It's not his peas or her peas. It's their peas.
It's just funny.
It is. It's gonna be individualatory soon. Under an Eric and Gord government, it will be individualatory that all government employees use the new gender-neutral dictionary except for the prime ministers. They don't have to. Everyone else will have to, though.
I wouldn't be able to speak publicly if I had to. I wouldn't be able to stick to the script. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
Yeah.
I catch myself. Actually, I've got someone at work correcting me now, so at least it's catching on. I forget what I said today, and he corrected me. I was like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. Fuck, sorry. When you're right, you're right."
You got me. Thank you for pointing that out.
There's about 6,000 words with he that have to be changed. Like, that's just he.
Wow.
So I'll get
hers and
yeah, you get into her, and then HED. Apparently, any word with head is actually a derivative from the Latin of her. Like, so,
really?
So anything that starts with head, it actually technically starts with her. So those all have to be changed.
So, like, headway is no good?
Yeah, that would be like her way. That's the same as saying her way, apparently.
So be they way.
Yeah, it would have to be their way.
Oh my god. I'm making some good they way on this report.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to shoot myself.
You have to do it though. You got to get on board with this before it gets out of hand.
Yeah, because it's not getting out of hand.
You don't want to end up like Marilyn Manson, individual son.
Individual child.
Individual child. See, I fucked it up again.
See, you keep getting it wrong.
Sorry. It's even hard for me, guys, so that's how you know you got to do it.
Yeah, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it already. Come on now.
That's true. It's like I always... Okay, go ahead.
So in a little town in Florida, in the Pinellas County, some hacker had broken into the computer system of a facility that treats water for about 15,000 people in the town of Oldsmar, which is near Tampa. And they tried to add a dangerous level of additive into the water supply remotely.
And it didn't work, I assume?
No, the facility staff were able to thwart the hacker, who gained remote access to TeamViewer software on the employee's computer. And then from there, they just got into each individual part of the system.
TeamViewer?
TeamViewer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not Team.
I was going to say, that's a second story right there. What's
yeah, right.
going on with this team viewing software?
Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, Team, is that like Microsoft Teams? TeamViewer? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I believe that is. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's Microsoft. It's one of the ones that came up to compete sort of against Zoom and whatnot to help. With
we were going to start using that for this show, but it didn't work for us very well.
That's right. I think I still have it on my phone.
Yeah, I probably do too. I still have everything on my phone. I got shit from like years ago. It's just weird because I don't have those phones, but everything transfers. Anyway, yeah, don't stay away from Microsoft. They're scary, and their owner sells viruses. I don't know.
So what this guy did was he tried to increase the amount of sodium hydroxide that was being distributed in the water supply.
Okay. And sodium hydroxide is water.
Salt water.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Salty water, yeah. It's typically used in small amounts to control the acidity of water, but is dangerous to consume in higher levels. the interesting thing about this, though, is, I mean, let's face it. If they're hitting a small town,